Good. How are you? Ready for another day? Yeah. I might have talked to a bunch of people about it already. Okay. Hope that's cool.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because that's how we're gonna go.
I also heard I met some people that ran into you or met you in your team at the conference last week, and amazing thing. Just like some political people. I don't actually remember. I was at an event and there was a bunch of people. I don't remember the specific ones that mentioned it, but there were people I wouldn't have expected to have run across. You guys went over, so
I'm like a social butterfly, like especially like DV stuff, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so I will if you ever want to go, I know
yeah.
but like I talk about it. You can go. You guys can go.
I would love to.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, when's the next one?
Next year.
Next year? Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow I got on the coalition. I don't know. I was something like so. I was like, yeah, count me in.
Sure.
There's another one. There's something else in September.
Okay.
So just
mail.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
Glad you're in. I didn't
Send that to you.
talk to a lot of people out there.
Just in case.
Yeah. No, you made a really good impression. All of you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Yep.
Because I'm like,
Good work.
if I said it, they do.
Yeah.
They did a really cool thing.
Is
Actually,
it? It's a news online.
what it feels like to reintegrate into society.
Just set up a new one. We agree that that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Stations always stay in mind.
Then there's no risk that somebody's hacked our email or
We're the opposite.
Time is
We're
it?
just getting out of prison.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
So like I'm looking ladies in this. Oh my
Getting
God.
some things done.
Hey.
Some things aren't getting done.
There's a
We 1% better than we were last week.
like. Somebody's like.
I think We were
Don't make a mistake. We're all in this
Zoom
together.
meeting, or we had some interviews today.
Don't like one around this thing, like. it should all be on the same page.
We have,
Because you-
this week we have Zoom meetings, Zoom interviews.
So they're.
For
Well, because that's a very different attitude than what they need from the staff on the inside, like my stepdad, career
Hey,
DOC.
Good. How are you?
the line fall.
To hear him talk about these people, and the way he talks,
And
I don't know
then-
people, and it's really dehumanizing, disheartening, so. But then to get out on the other side of it, that's whereas my dad views them as a human, they're like, what is this? You think, but like, you think that would be like the basis of, like, come to the table with, but.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
so.
okay. That's really cool though, that you gotta be part of
Hey,
it.
good.
How's it going? Same. They do have in fact, don't they?
You're on my side.
Yeah, I'm alive. So,
As my cousin would say, it's not the
almost
first day.
busy. They got in late.
I was at his
My
wedding
sister
reception.
got it.
And I'm like, oh, it's like, he got married. He lives in like got married.
So-
in-
So they had
Right
So
here.
they did a.
And then the
like,
afternoon is
reception.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Before she got married.
Oh.
So, like, I was like, I hadn't seen him in person.
Okay, all right.
He's like, they did like birthday, my life. And I'm like, dude, I'm here to celebrate your.
It was fine.
I'd like to kind of like.
Yeah, what day is it again?
Yeah, and then you.
Thursday.
Cool.
Okay, I could probably make a Thursday.
Oh
We'll
my
see.
gosh, maybe that was.
Okay, but the morning,
I'm start using that
The
now.
morning,
Somebody
yeah,
at late
like
nights.
Could be close to.
Tag team in the, tag team in the
What
parent.
day? It's not just like, you know what, it's not the
Yeah.
birthday.
Not surviving.
Requires,
Here.
Yeah, cause he still eats in the night. Yeah, that.
I've tried to help with the soothing back to sleep. I'm not doing once.
No, you won't, it's a solid year and a half before that happens.
Or what happens.
For dad is an acceptable stand-in for mom.
Which is so frustrating because all pregnancy, I was like, I can't, like, I'm gonna be
Yep.
so helpful, blah, blah, blah. And then the kid gets here, I'm like, shit, like, I'm just, I'm worthless.
I'm diaper man.
Yeah.
That's honestly though, that is enough.
Hey.
Because sometimes you're like, if I
Thank
you a diaper, why you scream at me? Because I'm trying to feed you. Like, you need to know that's enough
Yeah.
for me. Or I'm like, I'm out. Just somebody take this shot so that I don't scream.
We are doing good that, like, I can do the days when Claire's I have wakes up. Get it.
Running around
sleep,
today.
and then wait for her to come home and then we transfer it.
Yeah.
I can handle the full day, but
Whatever treat
at
the time.
nighttime, big.
Well, and also nighttime is the time of the day.
oh, that was Teresa's. baby. Oh, no. No.
You're not here?
I know, and it's like,
Yeah, you should be.
and how does that make dad feel?
Anyone can snuggle you. Meanwhile, I was like, great, good night.
Yeah, we take turns. Like, I'll tuck in the toddlers and say goodnight to them. He'll tuck in Ozzy and us.
Yep.
That seems to be working.
She's just gonna, she was.
No.
Someday it'll last. Probably not.
Then
today.
you're 12 and then they don't want anything to do with you. They're around.
Well, yeah, I have an 11-year-old. That's.
I'm an idiot.
She has 3 kids. I said, and I was like, I didn't realize having. Like, 1,000% of the time.
He has very great grandma now. She's like, he'll never sleep again. Just like, you think you will when they're 14, but then you start worrying about stuff.
Oh, first time Zach was like, took the car and was staying out.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, and
Zero
I stayed up. I was just like, I'm not staying up. I don't care if it's midnight when you get home. Like, not home. I'm not going to bed until you get
Yep.
home.
Yep. Absolutely. Ready?
Real quick before we start, can we do a sound check?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
At least ask people if they're back. I think they're here. Shelly, you specifically, you're the quietest one.
Yeah, Shelly, we're gonna just check the mic real quick. So I'm gonna say, Mr. Ferguson, can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me.
I wonder if everyone's
Mackenzie, can you hear me? No,
No.
a little louder.
Check, check, check. Mr. Banger, can you hear me? Oh, Justin? Nope. Steve, can you hear me? You turn us up a little bit, Shelley. I think in the room more than anything else. Mics are on. Oh, there we go. Miss Peggy, can you hear me? She can't hear me. All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear it now.
Oh, better we go.
That's good. Okay. All right. Maybe down a little bit so there's not as much echo.
I didn't know they have that capability.
I didn't
I don't know.
if it's even possible.
You know, that's what the
Somewhere in there. last couple of weeks. Can you hear me? Chief? Can you hear me? Can't hear me. I guess up.
I can hear you from there, but it's on.
Not from the speaker. How's that? Oh, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. All right. All right, it is March 24th and it is 6 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Present.
Councilmember Han.
Present.
Councilmember Bartels.
Present.
Member Postemach.
Present.
Councilmember Wong.
Present.
Councilmember Mazzara.
Here.
Councilmember Bila.
Present.
Councilmember Labar.
Present. All right, we will begin our citizen comments. I think we have. Yeah. Perfect, thanks, Chief. All right, so first we have Mr. Forbes signed up to share us some comments. I want to remind you that we have a 2-minute limit and your little timer right here.
Minutes by subject.
I suppose if you signed in again, maybe 2 minutes and your timer is.
Hi, this is extemporaneous. I hadn't planned on doing it. I thought one of the neighbors is going to be here. The weather is good. The traffic's bad. Okay, same old problem. And I've already got the kids going, or the parents of the kids, or the neighbors, or the thoroughfares going 50 miles an hour. Someone's going to get killed. This week, I saw one of the neighbor's kids jump out in the street from my kitchen, never turned her head, and go right out in the street. Car went whizzing by. Her brother followed her. Could have been dead. Let's fix this. I don't care what the regulations are for the state. We need to stop this. We need to put some sort of mechanisms in place to slow people down. And it's not just our neighborhood, it's all the neighborhoods. It's not a simple issue. It's very comprehensive. It's going to cost some money. I'd rather have it cost money than lives.
Thank you. Ms. Mager has signed up to speak as well. You want to give us just a second to stop the beeping?
Thanks for Bonnie Mager, 15220 West Dairy View Lane. Thanks for having this time to address you. I came here tonight to address some misleading statements that Councilman Bartel made at the very end of the council meeting before last. He said that Cheney Co-housing was pushing our development and that was going to cost the city for streets and curbing that we couldn't pay for. Unless he has some kind of psychic into our bank accounts. I don't think he can say that for one thing, but also he's conflating two different land use processes. The comp plan review process and the building permit process. The comprehensive planning process provides for Cheney to make adjustments every 10 years to the urban growth boundary and designate Cheney's areas for growth. That is the process that we're in right now. The permitting process is a process that anyone must go through in order to satisfy the requirements to get a building permit. I came here last meeting and this meeting as well to ask for the map that will be required in the comp planning process. That map must clearly show the land that Cheney wants included and which it wants removed to make the UGA adjustment. Nexus, the city's consultant, was instructed by the council to produce this map last year, but so far has not delivered. This has caused confusion about Cheney's intentions at the meetings of the Growth Management Steering Committee of elected officials, and even caused the county planning director to state publicly that Cheney planned no changes to its urban growth boundary and would instead use denser zoning to meet the requirements for growth. There's a lot of problems with that, which many of you know. Time is getting short. Cheney needs a map that reflects its intentions, or it will be stuck with what Nexus has provided. Cheney co-housing is a good project, good for the neighbors that are planning it, and good for Cheney. We've met all the requirements and need only to jump this last hoop to get started, and then we will make our application for building permit and meet the city building requirements, just as Mr. Bartel does when he builds. Thanks for listening to me, and I passed out for those of you who are new what we went through in the handout that the clerk has.
Thank you.
2 minutes or so.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak who didn't have a chance to sign up? Ms. Helsenberger. And if you'll just state your name and
Hi, everybody. My name is Mackenzie Hilsenberger. I am the project coordinator of Community Heart and Soul. That is a group that's aimed to revitalize the city of Cheney.
I'm Sierra Athos. I'm the owner of ST Window Painting.
So today we wanted to introduce formally the idea of a community mural project that we've been working on with the two of us, Macy Fredenberg and Alyssa Gonzalez with Communities and Schools. And we are hoping to put a mural up at the Veterans Memorial Park on the bathroom wall. We have $1,000 sponsorship from ICCU already, so it's fully funded, and anything that would be residual, we're hoping to get donated by Ace Hardware. We do have a mock-up of what we would like for it to be. It's a bit patriotic because it is at the Veterans Memorial Park, but it also, I think it clearly, I guess, it brings to life what Cheney really is. So it has like the wheat fields, the natural flowers to the area, things like that. And we wanted to let you guys know too, we did get approval from the Parks and Rec Board. We weren't sure if we needed to also get approval from you guys or just leave it open for comment or questions. Any questions too that you have about like the painting process too, Sierra would be happy to answer. So yeah, that's it.
cool.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Any other comments from those in the room? If you want to step up and state your name. And our timer's not working, so I'm not ignoring you on my watch. I'm just going to time it from my watch.
Okay.
Oh, it is working.
Go ahead.
Maybe it did. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead and tell us your name,
Thank
please.
you. My name's Carmela Conroy, and I am a candidate for Congress in Eastern Washington. My goal is to unseat Michael Baumgartner this fall. And so I would like everyone here who's interested in having a change in our federal representation to please go to my website, conroyforcongress.com, and consider the possibility that we could be doing better. We are, of course, one of the nation's great agricultural breadbaskets, and Mr. Baumgartner has voted to give away congressional power over tariffs, which has been devastating for our farmers. He's also voted 3 times to revoke congressional authorizations for spending that builders and infrastructure construction companies were relying on in our district. In a district where our top 3 employment sectors are healthcare, education, and retail, the tariff chaos has been devastating to people in our economy. His backstopping immigration enforcement actions far from the border, where they could be stopping the influx of illegal drugs and people who might not comply with our laws, has been problematic as well. And it's ICE and CBP and other border security agencies have been turned against our very communities. They should be returned to our border to secure it, not turned against regular citizens going about their business. So please consider another alternative to having Michael Baumgartner represent us in Congress. I'm a third-generation Eastern Washingtonian. I'm a third-generation union member, and we should all be aware of our right to vote and to have a change. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the room who'd like to speak? Is there anyone online who's signed up?
Nobody is online.
Okay. So we will move to item E, which is the minutes from our March 10th regular city council meeting. Have you had a chance to review those? Go ahead.
I was just saying, move for approval of the meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the March 10th regular city council meeting minutes. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Remembering that this time. And now item F is our vouchers and payrolls. Ms. Ashford.
Yes, we have 2025 payables in the amount of $50,437.27. 2026 payables in the amount of $2,786,813.60, and payroll in the amount of $630,767.55.
Your Honor, the Finance Committee has reviewed these as presented, and I would make a motion to approve the 2025 vouchers, 2026 vouchers, and 2026 payroll as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve vouchers and payroll. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And any abstentions? All right. Before we continue, I forgot about something. For accessibility, so we've turned up the mics in here, and then also when we vote, I'm gonna ask if you will raise your hand as well. It doesn't have to be like, hello, just an acknowledgement for those who may have trouble hearing to know that you voted. If that's all right, we'll try that on our first action item, which is resolution F478, and that is Mr. Edelman.
I thought a interim city administrator doesn't do proposals. They just kind of sit at the desk. I will do this one. Probably a few others. STA small town representatives, the mayors got together with a small town and they wanted to do an MOU. Primarily is because we only have one vote on the STA, but it has to be representing all the towns so that this memorandum of understanding just kind of sets a process for that voting. And so since then, there has been a few red line edits, a few mayors weighing in on this. So I would ask that for approval tonight based on the remaining edits and legal review. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I have a question. So is this what we're doing today on the board for all of the, this is really just formalizing it in writing?
It really is formalizing it because if you're casting a single vote at STA and you haven't talked to your representatives and know how that's kind of setting that process forward.
Okay.
No further questions. I'd make a motion to approve resolution F478.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve resolution F478. Those in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, the motion carries. Then we have resolution F479 for Secure Court Solutions. This is a contract.
Yes, ma'am. Honorable Mayor and City Council. So this is, we've talked to public safety about this. This is a renewal. Secure Court Solutions was previously Moon. They provide our electronic monitoring service. This is a service contract. There's no direct charges until we use them, but they provide the electronic home monitoring and the SCRAM, the alcohol monitoring, and they recently have added a new drug patch monitoring, which we have actually not used in the court yet, but that it will be an option that'll be on the new contract. So asking that you approve the new contract. We'll probably be doing this every year, every couple of years as they make adjustments, but it's a continuation of a service contract for the courts for probation and pretrial services.
Are there any questions?
If there are no questions, I'd make a motion to approve resolution F 479.
Second.
There's a motion and a second for approval of resolution F 479. Those in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Thank you very much.
The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Resolution F 480, our public defense contract.
Yes, we were put on notice that the current public defender was going to end. Basically, it was in mid-March, so we were able to convince them to come back and run one more court session. But this is the new public defender contract with Matthew Bopp. It is budgeted position, and it's a 1-year contract that we can review every year. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions. It looks similar to the other contracts we have.
Are there any questions?
Your Honor, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve F 480.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve resolution F 480. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Thank you. Resolution F 480 carries. So resolution F 481, this is Mr. Marks, the FCS
Good
agreement.
evening, Mayor. Evening, Council. This is the Fifth Amendment for the FCS Professional Service Agreement that started in 2019. This amendment is for a revenue requirement rate study and pole attachment fee study. Rates are going up. Our projection 5 years ago, FCS did a rate study. We fulfilled that. This year's rates went up only 2%. But if we don't get a comprehensive study to predict the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be behind the curve on this. We do have the lowest rates probably in the state at 7.4 cents per kilowatt hour, where Vista, my service is around 17.5 cents. So it's 2.5 times the rate. We've kept the rates down really well. I've been here 7 years. I started here, I was at 6 cents. So it's only gone up 1.4 cents per kilowatt over in the last 7 years. But BPA just experienced a 9% rate increase to us when we buy it. And that has to be passed on to the consumer. So I expect that to change every 2 years because BPA will guarantee their rate for 2 years at a time. So it's guaranteed for 26 and 27. And sometime in 27, we'll find out what the rates are for 28 and 29. So the demand is increasing, but the supply is not there. So having said that, is there any questions?
Quick question. When would we go out for another bid for another agency or company to do this study? Because if we've used them since 2019, do we periodically go out and see if we can get a better rate with somebody, or do we just continue to contract with the same people?
That's a good question. I think it would have to, in my opinion, depend on what we're asking for. On this, it's $29,425. So to go out for a formal request on a whole another company to give a bid on that, I think it's better cost savings to just go ahead and amend this one. But if there's a larger contract, that would be $100,000. I think the attorney would recommend we go out and cast the net again.
Yes, Councilmember.
I guess just a quick comment on that. Generally on certain professional services, we'll go out for requests for qualifications. So it's not bid based. FCS is really the premier rate study firm, I guess, across Washington. I mean, that's what they specialize in. This is something we've definitely discussed at Public Works. It's something we need to have to justify rates and rate increases. I would definitely make a motion to approve F480.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve resolution F 481. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. So the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marks. Resolution F 482, Chief Jenkins.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mayor Martin. Good evening, Council. Resolution 482 is just a renewal of our 3-year service agreement for our specialized equipment, mainly the cardiac stuff that we've been carrying. The current agreement will be expiring in May, end of May, but we do have one piece of equipment that we onboarded that we need to get under agreement. Stryker Medical is the sole proprietary owner of the equipment that we have been purchasing here to keep everything in alignment and in agreement with one another. So the twist on this is that we floated it before the Public Safety Committee, Attorney Capon, and specifically Councilmember Bealock to make sure that we could utilize opioid abatement funds for this initiative, which we felt that it did meet the initiative, well within the initiative to fund that. But looking for your approval for us to go ahead and renew that 3-year service agreement and get everything in lockstep, which also includes, I think, 4 AEDs that were recently purchased for law enforcement for them to be serviced and maintained on an annual basis as well. And to pay for that contract for all 3 years as a whole, utilizing opioid abatement funding. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
We discussed this in public safety as well. And yeah, obviously we want to keep our equipment up and working and so that we can take care of our community. So this is something that I think is important. So I would make a motion to approve resolution F 482.
Second. Love it. There's a motion and a second for resolution F 482. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So motion or resolution F 482 has been adopted, approved. Motion carries. Let's move on to our ordinances. Here we go, Mr. Abelman. The first ordinance is ordinance Z1.
C1, we
What a
passed
funny
the
number.
Y, X and Y and Z and.
I guess
here
that
we go.
makes
I don't
sense.
know if we head back to AA or not. I'm not too sure how that works, but. Yeah, this one is a compensation ordinance. Tonight I'm asking for all 3 readings. It does establish compensation for the chief of police. It also establishes a new position in the recreation supervisor, which will be under the supervisory ASME union. It recognizes the salary on there. And then also just a little bit of a cleanup where we remove the current recreation director and the recreation coordinator. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions?
Yes.
Count.
Yeah, I have one question that refers to the monthly wages that I think is really great for our police chief. I think we did a good job here of making his salary understandable for the department and that he should get paid more than anyone in the department because he's chief. My question is, we don't have that precedence for the fire chief. So we actually have a deputy fire chief and fire marshal making more than our fire chief. So according to the graph. So I would like to see us change that in some way, shape or form before we approve this to make our fire chief also the highest paid individual in the fire department since he is leading that. So if I'm mistaken, according to the graph, then that's fine. I'll look at that, but it looks to me like he is not, but.
According to the graph, depends on what step the current chief is in, but yeah, we can certainly take a look at, there is some positions that they're supervising that are just getting fairly close. Maybe in certain steps, you will not see those steps. We'll have to start above anyway. Say if we bring in a new position or a new department head where the staff that he supervises or that he basically manages under, that step 1, 2, or 3, or 4 could be less than that. So I think what you're seeing now is more or less a common to where we'll have a step that is commensurate with above the step that is currently being met. And then to that end, then we can kind of reconcile that. But I believe, unless I'm wrong, that the fire chief step, what he's currently at, a new fire chief would almost have to start at a higher step if we brought somebody like that on. But I think clean up into that ordinance that makes it look a little better. So you see a step 1, that one would be above all of the other steps, because when we do union contracts and we adjust the cost of living, there's been a long time where department heads never did take the cost of living due to budget constraints. And so now it's just kind of a catch up. Mm-hmm. But I would also say that that we would probably want to take a look at those positions and see what other municipalities are there. Okay. And we can certainly do that and bring back another ordinance. But right. I think to me, it's important maybe to pass this ordinance so we can we can fully pay the police chief, like Rex said.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would just say moving forward, our current fire chief does an exceptional job and I would not like to see him go. But in the event that we would have to hire another one, if we hired him at step one, all the way up to step 6, I think it is, he's paid less than the fire marshal.
Yeah.
So I think at some point, we're gonna have to address that.
It's been a discussion in some of the unions as well, especially with the supervisors unions and the other ones. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty common.
So are we saying, let's table that part and we'll fix it if we ever need another fire chief? I'm not assuming we ever would.
I don't know, his commitment maybe is. No, I think if you want us to, I can certainly reach out and do the salary. And then I think if we adjust that table, you're going to see somewhat similar of the police chief and making sure that we are above the deputies and to that end. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's something we could prioritize because I support that completely. I understand the need to like try and get this passed quickly, but also wanting to prioritize shoring up the fire chief's salary. So I don't know if that's something we could try and come back with at the next meeting or sometime in the next month, depending on how long the research and all those conversations through the committees need to be.
If we want to have this conversation with the committees, we can certainly take a look at that. I can bring some information and kind of describe what we'd be looking at.
We plan to discuss it tomorrow at the safety meeting, so we could look at it then and have a new monthly wage for the fire chief in 2 weeks. I think that'd be satisfactory. I guess I would suggest it route through the finance committee also.
Yeah.
And maybe give us that opportunity of when we're gonna meet, so it may be a month, in fairness. Yeah. Okay.
Councilmember LeBar.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm in full support of that. And I think, yeah, in a couple weeks or so would be great to have it back before us. So.
Is there a motion?
So I would make a motion. I don't know how to do the ordinances. So we're making a motion for first, second, and third reading of.
The first to be considered
Sorry,
second,
the first, can you help us with the phrasing, please?
and the second to be considered the third.
If you place before you for final passage.
Okay, say that again. Okay,
A motion for the first reading.
motion for the first reading of
Ordinance Z1.
ordinance Z1,
Title and summary.
title and summary, title and summary form only.
First be considered the second.
And the first be considered the second, second be considered the third,
Placed before you for final passage.
and be placed before you for final passage.
Is there a second? There's a motion and a second for ordinance Z1.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
If we're motioning for it to be passed, we're motioning for it to stay the way it is.
But we're gonna come back to the fire chief in a couple weeks.
Okay.
That was
Do it
the
twice.
motion.
We're doing it twice is what you're gonna say. We'll have
No,
this
we'll-
ordinance.
We'll have that ordinance. We'll kind of discuss where that salary is to that end. And then we'll probably bring back another ordinance to
Okay,
address
so
that.
instead of
Yeah.
tabling it and fixing it, we'll vote on this one and have another one. Okay, for clarification, thank you. Mayor, just one more clarification. I guess the reason I asked this to be brought before us in finance, we meet right before council and finance. So I guess what I'm suggesting is this can be on the agenda for finance committee in 2 weeks and then likely be brought before us a subsequent meeting. So it may be not be brought before us again for another month.
Another month, yeah.
But a lot of what we probably need to look at is different steps.
Yes.
And it does make sense to minimize steps. Many instances. Again, just point of clarification.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second, and I think this is you, right?
First you're voting like you
Yeah.
normally would on a resolution.
Right, to
So-
vote, and then I think you.
Yeah, so you have a first and a second, so now you vote. I will read, and then you do the roll call.
Correct. So this is to This motion was to vote on this.
Correct.
So those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And now we're actually voting on the ordinance.
Title and summary form only, ordinance Z1. An ordinance fixing the salaries and compensation for the appointed officers and employees of the city of Cheney, fixing the effective date thereof, repealing ordinance Y99, and providing for the effective date hereof.
I call them? Oh, I thought you did, sorry. Councilmember Hahn. Aye. Councilmember Bartels.
Aye.
Councilmember Postuma.
Aye.
Councilmember Long.
Aye.
Councilmember Nazaro. Aye. Councilmember Belak.
Aye.
Councilmember Labar.
Aye.
Ordinance Z1 passes. I don't remember when I'm supposed to say passes or carries. Sorry. We have another ordinance, which I believe is also you.
I'll take it.
Ordinance Z2, which is to amend the Civil Service Commission.
Correct. You had a chance to read Z2, and this is amending the civil service ordinance. I know this is a long one, but there's a lot of strikeouts. What we have done is we've removed it from the section of the police, and we created a new ordinance. So when you take a look at the ordinance, chapter 2.22 is a much shorter version of it. Since then, we've added the language. There was a concern that any appointment would need to be confirmed by the council. We embedded it in that ordinance as well. Really, what this is from going to 3 to 5 is really the reason why the increase. It's kind of captured on the whereas. We're increasing the number, bring to 5 to promote a broader community representation and basically to enhance the decision-making process to that end. So that's what we kind of intend to do. There has been comments of maybe having applications go out, try to find maybe somebody with police or fire type activities. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions, not asking for all three, maybe just a first reading. So I'll open it up for discussion.
Any comments? Yes.
I got a quick question. So under way down, Civil Service Commission membership and terms, section 4, under that D, it's saying that the newly appointed commissioners shall not participate in any matters pending before the Civil Service Commission. What is the justification for including that restriction? And do we see that on any of our other commissions?
Attorney Capone, I think that might be you.
Yeah, I can talk about that. So, per RCW, a Civil Service Commission for fire and for police is composed of 3 members. We can deviate from that so long as we're substantially complying with the intent of it. The concern is a perception that adding 2 new members on a divided commission potentially could be perceived as trying to change the outcome of votes. And that was discussed in conversations with MRSC, and I discussed it with them. And because we're deviating from the statutory basis, 3 members, the clean way to do that, because we have a different reason for why we're doing it, as Todd articulated. Not just to have greater representation, but the other reason that the mayor discussed with me is 3 members, you can't even have 2 people talking about it off-site without violating the UPMA. So that'll allow them to actually do business better. Now, that is a non-outcome determinative reason to make this change. Currently, what's pending before the commission is the new civil service rules. And then I believe, Todd, do we have promotions for the police department?
The promotions, I believe, isn't captured in an MOU for the police department.
Right. And so that would be that. Now, of course, so that would mean this passes. It takes a little while to go into effect. 2 new people get appointed. They would not participate in anything currently pending, just to get rid of that argument that of somebody trying to invalidate the change. The commission at a later point could just amend those rules too. So if, once they're a commission of 5, they decide they want different rules than the 3 wanted, they could still do that at a later time. It just makes it kind of a clean break so that we're not subject to a challenge on it.
Just based on the perception.
Well, we could discuss in an executive setting other things.
Okay.
I have a question on something you said. You said that we have potentially a divided commission. So my understanding is we have a commission of 3 and they basically all have police backgrounds. We don't have any fire representation at the moment. In what way is it currently divided, I guess?
Anecdotally, I've heard that there are 2 people that tend to go one way and one that tends to go another, or one who doesn't feel heard. So. Now, as far as representation, there's no requirement that you have representation from fire and police. It's up to the mayor to appoint whoever she sees fit to appoint to the commission. It's not a requirement, but it is an added bonus and another good reason to get some representation for people with fire experience.
Right.
I'm still kind of baffled about the split though, and why that's even an issue here. Is the one concerned that the new members would override them and they would get less of a say, or is it the 2 against the 1? Like, where I'm not sure where the contention is coming from, or where the perception of any sort of vote swaying could potentially be an issue here.
I'm happy to discuss that in an executive session.
I think we might need to.
You should call for one.
Right now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Based on what RCW.
How can you help with the RCW that we need to cite for that?
Do we go into the other room now?
Yeah, we will.
Mike, don't we just have to move that to an executive session?
We have
Site we have,
Okay.
because there's only a handful of reasons, so we have the site
Okay.
exact.
Are there any non-executive session questions for this? While we're waiting.
I guess a clarification while we're waiting. This is just the first reading.
Correct.
So we would have 2 more.
Yeah, I think that's the one you have there. Let me pull it up real quick too.
Oh, okay.
Citing.
Read that. Okay, so we're called for an executive session pursuant to RCW 42.30.110(1) to discuss the legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to agency enforcement actions, or to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. How much time do you think you need?
10 minutes?
Probably 15 because it takes 2 to get there.
Oh, we're gonna go down.
We're gonna go down. Yeah, we're gonna go down.
Oh, that's right. We changed it.
So we will be adjourning, or what's the word? removing to an executive session.
Do we want to call it at 7 o'clock? That would give us time to go. That would be a 20-minute.
I think we will return here at 6:55, 5, 10, 15 minutes, 6:55. Regular city council meeting will continue. The council will move to the conference room in the mayor's office. And
then I'll be there.
yeah.
And then also Todd probably is.
Yes, so I would ask council, Attorney Capon and Mr. Abelman to join us in the conference room. Is that Shelley that says that?
We have to say no action will be taken.
No action will be taken in the executive session action, and action will be taken after when we return.
I don't know, I'm taking my.
I think I said everything, correct?
I'm gonna leave the rest.
6:55.
Yeah, actually, I don't even know if I need. I have our data. Okay, okay.
See if I can still have.
Are you saying this year, 230 shot, something's gonna change that? But escort, these options where money goes to all versus the cops are talking, as we take it out to go at generous function here, and so they'll have to buy new team and what have you. So I guess it's basically what 7, 5, 8%. That's for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. That's so there's still.
Yeah, but they're on fire.
Budget update is provided. But I don't, but it's not. You know, so like how do I live on down the.
I'll do a file.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. I can still offer, there's always a certain. County down. So basically, it's a combination of street staff, right? Staff, well, council. Right. So those two members. Not That's what I was saying. So you have to bring more up. So I remember Steve like that, so you shit in your and favors. Other times updates. Right. Yeah, so it's something like that. And so, yeah, I'm really big into fire prevention, but temporary. I can't just choose. Like the batteries in our house.
Yes.
Yeah, just hear like people who are saying just for opening.
So, about like 2 minutes per subject, take a section of the community and write it off. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. They have these 20 sons. It goes into on the steps, a football field, a soccer field, and then and the sunrise, it goes into gold. And so. Oh, there's. So all of us. Yeah. Came out, so they put in a new. They put in. Formal 20 mile an hour. And then on one side, they work and. And so this last week, and there were like 10 incidents. And people are coming up. Yeah. But you know, let's say I first knows that most because 25 to 28, you know, 30, and the 20, well, and my drive, you know. Yeah, a lot of background check, and so. So you're saying off the yes, some of the staff.
Yes. Oh, have a good day. I'll see you soon.
You know, by the school, I want to keep my shares.
But I find those very because I'm not going to come down the hill on a bicycle, going around the corner.
And, but yeah, I'm trying to make that story has a. And cars, there's.
Well, they're very expensive. They're about 600. But as I said, so I need to say that now. The safe needs to take this into consideration. So we have a think that it's just so Danielle, because she lives in the. Oh, it was for days. I think we've got over 100 kids.
I got rid of a bunch of sleep which
0, 2, 0, 4, 6, so that's on that side. They just said it makes narrow and their students all over the place.
But it's still the same old website.
I've got a trailer on the street. Yeah. That actually suits me down. This transit line one close. Down there. You're 60. I don't. I have come to that. Fire right now. So now we're good. So now we can. Otherwise, if we talk about this, first reading. I guess. This is I did a few months. So that's my wife. We're 2020. Two folks there and one has 300 issues. But I've been telling
Actor in our commute time.
As she should. It's, you know, we recognize your strength when we resist. Me too. We have to wait. Yeah. One more minute.
Oh, did we walk too fast?
6:54. You have to wait until exactly. This was 15 minutes, but I gave 6.
Yeah, that was pretty on point.
A lot of them we had to extend. Oh my God, yeah.
Call them back in just to tell them to send it on.
Sending them is better than We need a 20 and only pick 8.
True.
Yeah, I know.
What in the world?
You get lunch out?
Just for me.
Shall we do our thing like this makes the
Oh.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I said that right. I don't have to cite anything. Great. We have to wait until our time is officially up. I think so. All right, so I'd like to call our regular city council meeting back in session. Ordinance Z2, amending the Civil Service Commission,
Yes.
where we are.
Again, I'm just only asking for first reading to that end. So I'll be happy to answer.
Your Honor, I move for the first reading of ordinance Z2 in title and summary form only, and subsequent readings be provided to council at subsequent meetings. Second.
There's a motion and a second for the first reading of ordinance Z2 in title and summary form only. Individually, correct? Or just, okay, great. Those in favor?
Aye.
No opposed?
Ordinance Z2, an ordinance of the City of Cheney, Washington, amending the Cheney Municipal Code to expand the Civil Service Commission from 3 to 5 commissioners and other matters properly related thereto.
And that's it, right? Great.
Roll call.
Okay, we do vote.
No.
We don't vote on it until we're, okay, great. That's it. Do you have any further comments?
No, I do have a staff report.
Okay, perfect.
Go sit down and come back.
No. So let's move on to staff reports, Mr. Evelyn.
Yeah, I just want to bring you up to speed on the city administrator looking. We do have we have 4 candidates. We want to trim that down to 3. Hopefully by next week. We have scheduled April 2nd. August would be I would not be there.
No.
April 2nd, all day. The interviews will start in the morning, and it will serve 2 to 3 panels on each board. We have quite a process to get them through. But the most important one is that we will be having another meet and greet with the city administrators of those candidates at 6 o'clock at the Wren Pearson, where they will kind of give a 3 to 5 minute bio on them, and then we'll break out and they will be able to kind of answer questions from the community. So that's where we're at with that.
So that's the same day as the Historic Preservation Commission, and I assume we're moving. I've mentioned it a couple times, but are we moving that?
Or talk to Sue about that. I think historic preservation may just be embedded here just because of the recordings and everything else. I know it used to be down at the UB, but I've been having that talk with Sue.
Oh, but it's going to move the date so that commission can also participate in the meet and greet.
That's a good question. I'll check with Sue.
Okay. Any other staff reports? All right. I just have a brief 2 things. The first thing is that tomorrow I have the West Plains Chamber of Commerce annual meeting, I believe it's called, and I will be presenting briefly on the state of our city, and next council meeting I'll share virtually the same presentation. And also I want to reiterate inviting you and everyone in our community to the city administrator meet and greet on April 2nd at 6 p.m. It's at the Wren Pearson. We would appreciate your input, and we want to offer you the opportunity to meet them and ask them questions, as they're going to potentially play a very important role in our city. So we'll do our council reports. Councilmember Hahn.
I attended the Spokane County Elected Officials Steering Committee meeting last week, which is really right now anyway about growth. And what I learned is that nobody really knows what framework they're supposed to be using or what allocation numbers they're supposed to be using. So there's going to be a workshop in April that I will make sure that that information gets to the people it needs to go to, because I think everybody is pretty confused about those pieces.
And is that workshop for elected officials also? Or is it open?
Yes, they said I could, yes. So I will attend as a steering committee member, and then I can invite anyone that it would be relevant to from the city.
And is it open to the public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Councilmember Bartels?
For Public Works on April 9th. I don't think I can make that. Maybe I can get with other members and staff, try to modify that if we can. If not, I see if the alternate can pick up the slack. And then I guess I want to make a quick couple comments regarding the co-housing comment that was brought before us. I've asked staff, I guess, a couple times to please outline what needs to happen to Normal Park Road and Paradise Road. It's collectively nearly 3/4 of a mile. And I just think it needs to be fully fleshed out what those costs are. I've sat on Public Works now for 7 years. I've never seen a cost opinion by the Magers or Long Development. And I think as a city, we need to look at those costs. And I guess one other comment, about maps and Nexus. Nexus is a consultant that works for us. The city doesn't work for developers. They're under contract from the city. And there was a land quality analysis published by the city in April 2024. There is no UGA expansion. There's no spot zone. So I think folks need to get the facts straight. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Postuma?
We have a safety subcommittee meeting tomorrow. Look forward to that. That's it for me.
Councilmember Long? I couldn't read your smile.
No, sorry.
I have a couple quick slides for my update. So we had the general government meeting last week where we discussed the civil service ordinance that we had presented tonight. We're still working through council rules, went through some of that, and then we talked about the transparent voting that came up at the last meeting about making sure that we have an easy way to record everyone's vote by name in the minutes without a lot of overhead. So that's hence the hand raise, making sure everyone owns their vote. Yeah, and then also making that budget friendly. And then from a public safety standpoint, I'm an alternate, but I got to attend a couple meetings recently on Kratom. So Spokane and Spokane Valley recently banned the sale of Kratom products within their city limits. So kind of sparking out of that, I was able to attend a couple meetings just to educate myself and try and figure out, what that means for Cheney and where we stand and what that means here. And I forwarded all of that to the primary folks on the public safety committee. So
We will be discussing it tomorrow.
excellent. Okay. And then I want to call out, we had an opportunity to tour the Sterling Mormon house, so a handful of us. So this is an old house that's on 2nd and G Street over by the post office and the police station. It was built in 1883, and it's just kind of sitting there looking for some vision and some excitement. And I think we have some good ideas of what to do with it. So just kind of wanted to share that. Pretty interesting. And then we had our coffee with council this last weekend on Saturday. So myself, Councilmember Belak and Labar got to attend, and we had a really good turnout. It was great to get feedback from the community, and I thought everyone was great. Everyone came with ideas and comments and questions, and it was awesome. So very excited. It was our second one, and we'll keep doing those monthly. So I think Jason's in charge of the details. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's my update. Thank you. Councilmember Nazaro?
Cheney Clean Sweep, what's the date on that?
April
11th.
April 11th.
Very fun time. I would encourage everyone to join.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I will echo that. Yeah, the clean sweep. It's a lot of fun. Did it last year with my kids. I encourage everybody to go out and do that. Also, with spring coming up, make sure that you are paying attention to children in the road, going slow, following all posted traffic. And yeah, Coffee with Council was great. I really enjoyed getting to sit with people and hear their ideas for the city. We had some really great ideas that came out of that. Some ideas for partnerships with the college as well. And just some things that we can explore to really strengthen that community aspect, like Eastern, the community and the city, and just all working together.
I don't have much to add after that, but I agree. It was my first time doing Coffee with Council, and that was wonderful to see the participation and get some really great ideas flowing. So thank you.
Great. All right. Is it okay? Okay. So at 7:05, this meeting is adjourned. Okay. Is it adjourned? No, concluded. Concluded, pardon me. This meeting is concluded. Yeah, you too. There's a lot of use for which one. I think adjourned means that. Adjourned, yeah, exactly. I just forget which one I'm not supposed to say.